You're listening to Viking Radio, coming to you from Dream Street Studios at Del Mar College. Now your host, Dr. Natalie Chapa.
Good morning, Corpus Christi. You're here on Viking Radio off of Dream Street Studios. I'm Natalie Chapa with the Michael Bratton, Mike B, this morning.
Good morning, Dr. Chapa.
So one of our favorite topics, Mike B, is on the format for today, and that is our House of Rock, wonderful local venue, hometown music venue here in Corpus Christi. And then, but also not just the House of Rock, all of the trainings that can be done at Del Mar College. There's like sound recording technology programs here. So we're going to talk about that today. And for our audience out there, let's welcome Mrs. Stephanie Brazeal, General Manager from House of Rock.
Welcome, Stephanie.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm happy to be here.
We are so glad that you're here. We love House of Rock. We were just talking about the amazing pizza, the amazing meatballs and Caesar salad, which Mike hasn't had yet.
And I'm going to try.
But also, I remember coming to Corpus in the late 90s and being like, oh, it's Casey Lane over at the Surf Club.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got that history with the Surf Club.
He's got the history with the Surf Club. And then he branched out on his own.
Mm-hmm.
Enter House of Rock into the music scene here in Corpus Christi. And it has been such a niche place for people to go and have fun and listen to all different types of amazing music. And you have been there, Stephanie, for 14 years?
14 going on 15. And we're celebrating our 21st year. So
Yay.
At this point, I've been there for pretty much the majority of the life of House of Rock. So we celebrate 21 years this July, which is exciting.
Oh, that's exciting.
Nice.
Very exciting. Congratulations to House of Rock and Casey Lane out there. Shout out. And you, Stephanie, you are a DMC alumni.
I am. I got my associates, I believe, 2011, and I was on the Foghorn.
Yay,
so shout out to the
out.
Foghorn.
All right.
Loved it. I did associate editor and sports editor, and it was just such a great time. And it was hard for me to leave. It was time to go on for my bachelor's, but
Yeah, a lot of our graduates, there are people who are from the community. They love being here in South Texas, and the fit for them, it was better for them to stay home and get their higher education. But I didn't get to do that. Also, I'm from Orange Grove, so I'm from the country. So I didn't have that Corpus connection. We would come to the mall and the movies and stuff. But then I love to hear people like, oh, I know her from high school. Oh, and I know this person. Or we were at A&M Corpus together. And I just love that history that people have together. And then now everybody's working professionals.
oh yeah, and So I went to King's, went to high school here, and then I went to Del Mar, and then I went to Texas A&M and got my bachelor's here at Corpus Christi, and I'm working here now. And I think what I love is really, it is all intertwined in the community. I've been able to be a part of the Alumni Association and CC Under 40 and Leadership Corpus Christi. And so I think that it's really cool to give back and kind of get down to your roots and give. I've always loved my community. I've always been the type that feels like this is where I want to raise my family.
Yeah.
This is what I enjoy. And where I work really fulfills that as well.
God, it really does.
Yeah, so Casey and House of Rock has been involved with the Downtown Management District pretty much the entire time it's
Since
been open.
the inception.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. And I think a big part of that, especially for Casey, was in order to be a part of the solution. And so getting involved, he was the chairman of the board for a long time until he recently retired. Now I am on the Downtown Management District Board, like representing House of Rock.
Oh, I did not know that. Very cool.
Yeah. So to see how much it's progressed, and I think that's what I've always loved about working there is they've really invested, not necessarily just financially, but supportive with time for me to do outside and community endeavors and things that I really want. And I think that was super important, especially doing things like Leadership Corpus Christi. That takes time. It's a whole Thursday every month. And so to have an employer that's like, hey, whatever you need to do that's going to better you, and of course, you're representing House of Rock, but it's something that kind of goes towards your dreams and goals. I think that's been a big part of why I'm there, and that's that job satisfaction.
So what leadership class were you in?
I was in class 43.
43.
So actually, Dr. Roland Hernandez was the chair at the time. And it was such a great program. I loved it so much. And I still have a lot of those connections. There's a group chat of 43s that's still going to this day.
The 43s.
Yes. So I really had a good experience. And now I have employees that are interested in the program as well.
Good.
So it's good to be a resource for them also.
That's what I've loved about House of Rock and Casey and his family, is that I always appreciate, and I came from a very servant leadership family, but I came from a small town. And when we moved here to Corpus, I'm like, how do I get involved? And it's very easy, actually, to get engaged with the community. But I also just love supporting, first of all, I love the arts. I love supporting live music. And also, the homegrown.
Yes.
The homegrown businesses.
And I think that that's been a big thing that's really made House of Rock successful, is that it's never just been somewhere where national and regional touring acts come through, but I always love it because it's a community venue. It's somewhere where we host, mixers, and the young professionals of Coastal Bend do things there. AAF is doing a mixer there. So the university's done their comm nights there.
I've been to many mixers there.
Yes. So we like to be a space where it's affordable and it's accessible to everyone. And I think part of that, too, is being an all-ages venue. I was actually talking to Michael about that as well. Yeah. So
yes, the all-ages venue is great. So my one of my sons is a musician, Eli, and they've played there at House of Rock on the open mic nights. And they're not 21 yet, but it's a great space for them to be able to go and play their music. It is. It's a great part of the community. And there's so much going on with music in Texas.
Yes.
So, and I know that y'all are always involved, like at a state level too, with Chairman Hunter and just in the Texas Music Office. There's a lot of really cool things happening there too.
Yeah. So we, I think this is going to be the 4th year of the Coastal Bend. It's now Music and Film Industry Symposium.
Yes.
So that was kind of a brainchild Casey had with another musician, Jimmy Smithwick, and then they got the Texas Music Office involved. They got Visit CC involved, the DMD involved, and so it's really become, now we do it annually. It's every February, and it's where you don't have to just be a musician or an artist or a filmmaker. You can be someone interested, but it's really cool because it shows them how to license their music, how PROs, it shows them any copyright issues. It goes into AI, anything. They're kind of like workshops and their seminars and sessions where they can talk to professionals and get some advice. And that's not just for musicians, really anybody that can benefit, someone producing or an artist, or how do you preserve your work and protect it and possibly make a little bit of money from it.
Important information. So I can see now why you're such a great fit at House of Rock, because you are also very passionate about this community. Where does that come from for you?
It really comes from my family. I think my mom and my grandmother and my mom really, really instilled. I think I always saw women that were working and were able to do this, be a mother and excel in their careers, and always were just so pivotal in making us strong individuals and strong women. And I always knew I'm a 5-foot tiny little Hispanic girl. But I know my personality is bigger than that. And I've just always had really big dreams and really big goals. And I have that servant leadership heart, just like you do. I feel better when I'm doing something that is investing back in the community and an example for my children, my girls.
And you spoke about all the different groups. There's a lot of collaboration that's going on in this city, a lot of synergy. Mike B and I are trying to focus on the positive pieces, right, of what's happening in the city, because there are so many challenges right now, we all know. But I think, going back to, you mentioned Visit Corpus Christi, which was previously the Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's now VCC under Brooke Kaufman. You mentioned Downtown Management District under Arlene and her amazing team. And then again, the downtown businesses like House of Rock. There is this collaboration, to really make things bigger and better, not just for tourists. For tourists, yes, but for us.
For locals, yes. Yeah, definitely. And it's so crazy to see all the progress and all the revitalization that downtown has, and programs like the tours, and there's things that make it more affordable, and it makes it not so much a dream of just having your own space downtown. We've got so many cool local places downtown, and I think that's my favorite thing is you can walk to the coffee shop, you can walk and have happy hour somewhere,
Yes.
you can go listen to music at Surf Club or House of Rock or Bus or anywhere, and it's just if you go on a weekend, especially a beautiful day like today, you're always seeing people out and about. It's just become such a safer and more, I guess, inviting environment for sure.
And that probably is my favorite. That whole space down there is probably my favorite part right there. Like you said, you can go to House of Rock, you can have dinner, and a cocktail, and then you can listen to some live music. And then there's several other, or you want to go get coffee at Lucy's or stop at the grocer. What is that new
Community grocery.
Community grocery.
There's also record store.
That's
They've
right.
got the record
record
store
Hybrid
down there.
stores.
Yes, hybrid records. And then they've got the bodega, which is like produced in what Dusty's place has. So everywhere kind of has created these really fun spaces.
That is such a cool space. And then across the street, there's Thunderbird.
Yes.
So there's the liquor store downtown.
Foundry opened with
The Foundry.
Adolfo's. So
Yeah.
that little block on Peoples too has become just kind of like a really hip and up and coming block. It's very cool.
What, Mike B., where is your favorite place to go? Like now when you do go out, where's your place to be?
I go to the House of Rock frequently, honestly. Once in a while, I'll go to Mesquite Street Pizza.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah, right around the corner.
They've
Yeah.
got those big red drinks. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm a frequent flyer at House of Rock, and I love the pizza. After some drinks and stuff, the pizza it's a delicious cap to the evening, and I really love the music scene. Stephanie and I were chatting about the state of the current music scene, and what I love about the House of Rock is you got stuff for a mature audience. Like I've seen a Pink Floyd tribute there, and I've seen a Led Zeppelin tribute there. Killer shows.
Nice.
And my nephews who are in high school, they have a garage band, and their dream is to play at the House of Rock. And so Stephanie and I were chatting about that. And
open mic night.
Yeah.
That is the great segue, and that's what I was telling Michael too. I think that we do get quite a bit of emails. People want to play, and it's so hard to select. I mean, there's so many great musicians, and there's so many young up and coming musicians. But definitely, open mic would be one of the best introductions and segues to the House of Rock stage. Matt Martinez, who hosts open mic, he typically pulls bands from there that have kind of come through a few times, and he puts them on local showcases, and we'll use them for local shows sometimes.
We'll be right back.
This is where it all starts, where dreams take off and what's next becomes clear. This is Heritage Campus at Del Mar College, home to core classes in arts, sciences, and business, with upgraded facilities and faculty who provide a quality education that transfers with you wherever you're headed. This is a place of creativity, possibility, and success. A place to excel, a place to grow. This is where you belong. Learn more at dmcdreams.com.
This show is a production of Del Mar College, where if you already hold an associate's degree, you can start this fall earning an online bachelor's degree in organizational management and leadership. Learn more at delmar.edu/BAS.
So we're here at Dream Street Studios with Miss Stephanie Brazeal from the House of Rock, our general manager, just talking about the great music scene and presence that is downtown Corpus Christi. We know it's happened several times in the past, I would say month or two, where somebody will bring up old downtown. How old downtown used to be so cool. Remember, Mike, back in the day when clubs... Our generation, the Xers, we liked the
Sharkies,
the
tomfooleries,
right?
Yucatan.
The Yucatan.
Yes.
What was the sports bar across from the Yucatan? There was a sports bar where now the Mexican restaurant is. There used to be a sports bar there. Anyway, think about it. Was it Rockets?
At one time, it was Buckets.
It was Buckets.
Oh,
Buckets.
yes.
So, we're going old school. But things have shifted, right? And so, but I personally love the new spaces. And I love that I can go to Bus, I can have a cocktail, but then there's also a food truck in the back. There's a restaurant in the back. And so if my kids are with me, during the day,
Yes, yeah.
I can go hang out with them. I've got my dog.
Family and pet friendly, that's for sure.
Pet friendly. There's the annex. Shout out. We were talking about Caitlin earlier.
Yes, love Caitlin.
Love us some Shook sisters and Caitlin and Callie. But there's so much fun stuff going on. What do you see for y'all in the future at House of Rock?
I know that our side is also, we're getting more buildings that are expanding, and with the Harbor Bridge coming down, some of those streets are changing. I think one of the challenges we've had is we are at kind of like, I wouldn't call it a dead end, but we're towards the end of the block right there on Star Street.
Okay.
So a lot of it, just our challenges over the years has been, how do you get to us? You know, how do you get to us and where do you park?
Okay.
And as the old bridge has come down and they're really working on those streets, I think that getting the accessibility, I know that DMD is working on better parking situations, and there's more lots that are coming downtown. I do think that if we could have music 7 days a week, we would love that. And I think that we still do markets during the day, which I think are also big because we've got something going on that's not just drinking. It's something that I think people want a more versatile.
I agree.
Yeah, they want some more versatile activities than just going to drink. And for people that's not something for them, we like to do, we're doing the Stash Dash 5K run. So just continuing to partner and, man, as many events and as many things as we can get lined up, the better.
And, you know, I'll go down there during Art Walk, and it is insane. I mean, how Art Walk started, I remember it starting in, was it Retama Park?
Is Artesian Park. Yeah.
Artesian Park, right? And it was like, oh, this is so cute. And now.
Oh, it's grown so much.
It's grown. And then sometimes I'll be downtown. I'm like, what is happening? Who's here? It's packed. Even over by House of Rock, by bus, there's nowhere to park.
It's always busy.
And like, well, it's busy. We're a city of 300,000 people, you know,
Yeah.
and surrounding areas. It's going to be busy.
And I'll say from working at House of Rock, we do get so many tourists. I don't think people realize how many tourists that come through here. Summer we see a peak, but I mean, we see people from not just outside of the state, but outside of the country. And it's really interesting. But I think, you know, we're a coastal town. We've got so much to offer. You can go to the beach. You can go to like King Ranch. It isn't far away.
Right,
so we're just, there's so many versatile things around here. Tons of people that come down for the Lexington and the aquarium, and for some people, this is their summer. So
Absolutely.
One thing that we stress to our staff is we've got to make it a great experience. You got to make people want to come back, be friendly, be attentive, and we always try to have something booked. So there's always something to do.
There's always something to do here. And so my family and I, we've been here for 18 years now, which I can't even believe. But to watch the transition happen, so whenever I hear, you don't hear it as much anymore, that there's nothing to do. There is so much to do all the time. And I think House of Rock was one of those anchors after, you know, in Surf Club. And of course, you know, that whole area has been anchored for a while, but now they've expanded to El Camino, and then there's the bakery. You know, there's just so many great things happening, but specifically with live music, which is what I love.
Yes. And I think that as long as people come to shows, I guess that's the best thing I can say. Come to shows and support the artists as well, because I think sometimes people don't always understand that there's something going on all the time. You just have to do a little search. We try to make it as easy as possible. Check our website, check our Facebook, and stay relevant. But there's always something to do. And we want the musicians to be playing to full rooms. If it was up to us,
I know. Yes.
they would play, whether they're young starter bands or whether it's, you know, these large touring acts. If we could pack the house all the time, that would be ideal. So I think that one thing is, I just wish more people would come out to shows, and this is to encourage you to come out to more shows.
Come out and see a show. There's so many great artists that are always at House of Rock. Now, there's also their whole side of the business. You know, we were talking earlier about having workshops about the money side, the business side, the financial side. There's all of that for artists, but then there's also the sound, the recording technology piece, which is significant. And so when it comes to Del Mar College, Mike, for people who are interested, right, in that side of this art, how do they get in contact with us here at Del Mar? Who do they talk to?
Stephanie and I were just talking about that. I'm going to look up the exact website address.
Okay.
But Stephanie was telling me that y'all hire sound recording technology students who can come in and they know their way around a sound system, right?
Yes, absolutely. I think people don't always realize everything that it takes to put on a show, and having really experienced sound engineers and really even from the student side, it's just so beneficial and so helpful to us. And so a lot of the times, a lot of our sound engineers do come from the Del Mar program. We've had actually some over the past years, and they've become our sound engineers for whether it's a short time or a longer time. The whole goal is for them to learn in live. It's different when you're in the classroom, but to learn live at House of Rock.
Absolutely. You have to learn.
Yes. And then, but to see them go and do something great. We've had sound engineers that go and work for Backstreet Boys, or they've gone to work for Radiohead. And Alejandro
Is that right?
here. Yes. Alejandro
That's
here.
awesome.
He works, he's worked with Corey Morrow.
Okay.
And he's currently with Roger Krager.
Okay.
So he was just in Costa Rica with those guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's with the whole Manny group.
AYS, yes. So and Alejandro, he's a star when it comes to that stuff. But it's very cool to see our old friends kind of go up from there. And if we ever have an opening, we do take interns, and sometimes we are looking for some stand-in sound engineers to kind of come in, because with 5 shows-ish a week, sometimes more, that's a lot for one person. So there's definitely opportunity.
And
That is very
internship means paid.
Yes.
Oh, paid internship.
Yes.
Okay, that we have to specify that
Yes.
because that is really important, and that's kind of where within higher education things are being. That's where the conversation is headed with internships and making sure people you're going to like what you want to do.
Absolutely. And I will say it's definitely different when you're in a classroom and you're doing it in like a test setting than when you're in the venue and the tour manager is getting feedback and getting frustrated and you're dealing with, the guys on stage and the conversations. It can be kind of a high stress sometimes. I mean, just like any job, but to get those real life experiences
Right,
and to
hands
see how
on.
you handle it. Yes.
So I'm not going to lie, I can be a bit of a momager sometimes with Eli. So my son has been a musician for a few years now, but I have noticed that the sound, whoever's doing the tech part, it makes a big difference. And I get mad when my baby, when you can't hear my baby singing.
Yeah. And it's very intricate. And I think sometimes people think, you go and you press a couple buttons and the speakers come on. But and I'm still learning. I mean, I can set up a mic and I can turn on a PA. Over my years, I've learned the basics, set up a DJ. But when you've got a band, a 5-piece band, and they're coming out of monitors and everybody's plugged in and their amps are plugged in. I mean, you really need to know what you're doing, but we also understand you're learning at the same time.
Yes, you're learning at the same
That's the
time.
key
and,
thing.
and I need to remember that and give people grace. But when I see Manny or when I see Vince, you remember Vince?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
When I see
Vince
Manny
is
or
a
Vince, I'm like, oh, thank God. Okay,
Yeah.
because I know the sound is just going to be
Yeah.
exceptional.
Oh, they're great at what they do. Both of them, love them both. And they help us at House of Rock, and they've done a lot there too. And are friends, like everybody. So.
The Del Mar College Sound Recording Technology Program. If you have an interest, or your sons, daughters, nieces, nephews have an interest in sound recording technology, Del Mar College is I think it's the only place in town where you can get a professional sound recording technology education. And if you are interested, go to delmar.edu/offices/SRT, or just go to delmar.edu and do a search for sound recording. We have had a world-class program for several years here at Del Mar College. Have you seen the studio, Stephanie?
I have not.
It's a professional,
It's pretty amazing.
state-of-the-art recording studio.
Wow.
And
Mike, I think we need to get a tour of our local business owners, get one going here, and let's see if we can talk to Dr. Bridges and
That would
do
be
another
great.
tour, because we opened up the building a few years ago, but some people were busy and not everybody got to see it.
yeah,
maybe we'll do that.
Some things you can call like a diamond or an undiscovered gem or something like that. That's what our SRT studio is.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see that. That sounds awesome.
For sure, yeah. We definitely need to show you all the cool stuff that's happening. It's just right here on
Yes.
Heritage Campus. UCLA, University of Corpus, left on airs.
Oh, I love that.
You know that we had T-shirts made? Do you
I
remember
know.
that?
Yeah, I heard. Yeah.
Okay, so I ordered mine and I never got it. And 6 months later, they're like, you were supposed to go pick it up. I'm like, it was $30. I thought they were going to send it to my house.
I need to see that shirt. I need to see that
So
shirt.
I never got my UCLA shirt. Did you get one?
I did not.
Sounds like a remake is needed.
Yes. I'd love to get your take, Stephanie, on the music that you're hearing these days. Let's just say the current music that you're hearing live at the House of Rock. What's your take on it?
So I will say, sometimes it's a little too loud for my old ears, but that we do have some hardcore.
Everybody, just so we know, she's under 40. I'm just putting it out
almost.
there.
Which is young.
Which is young.
It's interesting because we get, I will say what we get a lot of here also. Huge rock community, and younger people do like a lot of hardcore music, kind of the screamo music. Reggae is also really big here. If you notice, we get a lot of reggae bands because it being a coastal community. Tejano we do. And then our singer-songwriter, that's actually, we've done a little more of that. I think because we're House of Rock, people think we only do rock music. And so we've done everything from, we had the Soul Rebels, which was like a brass, kind of a 10-piece brass band. And so we really try to get eclectic with the music and try different things out. Maybe it doesn't always pack the house, but the people that are there always have a good time. So we just try to be as diverse as possible. And we're kind of open to anything that people are going to be interested in. It's not like one type of genre for us. We definitely try to do a little bit of everything.
Some of the most modern bands I hear, I mean, okay, for me, it's two categories.
Okay.
Am I going to listen to this in my car or not? And the stuff that my nephews are into, I wouldn't really play it in my car. You know what I mean?
I can see that. And it's interesting, too, because some bands you'd think, they've got this kind of tough exterior and this kind of like edgy and very screamy music. Oh, nicest people. Nicest, the nicest
super
tour
sweet
to come
and calm.
through, and they're listening to pop music between, and they're loading in. So it's it's interesting when you're in that world.
Who's your favorite musical artist?
Oh my goodness. Oof.
I have a follow-up question to that.
That's
too.
a
Sorry,
tough one.
Mike is really good at the tough questions.
Yes. Well, and I just love so much. I mean, I'm a Tejano, a country,
Woo.
a hip hop, but I do love a good singer-songwriter. So I've always loved the Turnpike Troubadours.
Oh.
I think that they do. I mean, they're lyrics
Lyrical
are
poet.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, lyrical poet. I definitely would agree with you.
Very cool.
One of the best.
Yes, there was some of my favorites.
Okay, so best concert you've ever been to?
Oh my goodness.
I know that's a hard one.
That one is hard.
And we're always asking these questions in my house and in the car. Who's your favorite artist? Who's your favorite this? Who's your favorite that? when it comes to music.
Yes. Like House of Rock or just
whoever.
Wherever.
Oh my goodness. I think more so also because of the environment, but I saw Garth Brooks at Mile High Stadium in Denver and was like on the floor, and it was such a cool experience. And Joe Nichols opened, but I think it was more like that was probably the largest.
Yes.
The largest like environment I had been in.
And for Garth
like that.
Brooks, he could take that whole crowd and turn it into
the energy was insane.
To something
and I think
amazing.
he played for like 3 hours, which also
Nice.
was like,
Amazing.
yeah.
Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you.
For our audience out there, please go over to House of Rock. Amazing food, amazing artists playing there. They're on Instagram, they're on Facebook. Give them a look. Check out their schedule.
And say hi to Stephanie.
Say
Yes.
hi to Stephanie. Tell
Come introduce
Stephanie hi.
Hi.
And special thanks to Casey Lane out there. And we'll see Alejandro soon because he's got some great things happening in the sound recording technology program here at Del Mar College. Y'all have a great rest of your morning. Enjoy Retro Radio, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
This show is a production of Del Mar College. Follow us on Spotify at Viking Radio.